Hello and welcome to Ella's very first day school video. So unfortunately, the first half of our session did not record on my phone. She actually bumped the tripod while I hit record, so I hit record again, which stopped the recording. So I don't have any video from the first half, but we did basically the same thing in the second half. So not very much was lost, no worries. Just wanted to let you know. But this is our second half of our work done that day. So I wanted to do a little crate training because I know you mentioned it. So the very first step is just throw a treat in, have them go get it in whatever way they are comfortable. She was not comfortable at first with putting her back feet in the crate. So I would toss a treat in, she'd go halfway in, grab the treat and back out. And I would just keep doing that until eventually she was comfortable enough to put her back feet in. And then as she turned around, I would give her another treat. So then she's learning that if she stays in the crate on her own will, then she gets more treats and the treats keep coming. So that's the idea here, is toss a cookie in, she goes in. I kind of bump her on the back feet a little bit to get her in sometimes because I know she's comfortable with it. She just doesn't go all the way in sometimes. And if she stays in there, then throw another treat in. And then the longer she stays in there, we keep putting treats in there. So this is the very first step of crate training. We're not closing the door yet or anything because we don't want her to be uncomfortable. We just want it to be a strictly positive association. She goes in, she gets treats. That's it. I also tested her confidence a little bit. She has wonderful confidence. She did almost anything I asked her, basically. I have this climb table here, and so I would ask her to get up on it by showing her a cookie. And throughout the session, she would just keep jumping on it, even if I was nowhere near it, which is great. She learns very, very quickly. She picks up on patterns. I'll talk a little bit more about the down command that we started working on later, because I have more footage of that. Here we're working on following a food lure. So a lure is a treat to the nose, and they should follow it. And then once they follow it, they get it. So this will work with heeling, or typically with a sit. You start with a cookie to the nose and lift it upwards until their butt hits the ground, and then they get the cookie. Or like the down, the treat goes towards the ground, and then they get the cookie by following it and laying down. And this is how you teach tricks and lots of obedience. So it's a very good skill to have and to teach them as young puppies, is to persevere in following that treat. Don't give up, because you will get that treat if you continue to follow it. She did very good with the sit command. She followed the hand cue, which I just use a flat hand and raised it just a little bit, and she responded to it. Puppies usually pick up on sit pretty well, so we didn't focus on that today. We worked a little bit more on down. So dogs that are already low to the ground often need a little more assistance getting all the way to the ground. So what works for her is if I put just a little bit of pressure between her shoulder blades with a flat hand, very little amount of pressure, just enough to know it's there. She puts her front half down, and then her back half follows. So I give her a treat when her front half goes down, and then as she's chewing, her butt typically hits the ground then, and then I give her another treat for going all the way down. Eventually we will fade away from having to put our hand on her back. I think that would only take 1 or 2 sessions. She picks up things very quickly, but just for now, that's what works for her. And I'm not saying the word down yet because she does not know what that means. We typically name a command when we like how it is presented. So you can definitely start naming sit, because she does a sit very beautifully. And I would recommend saying it as you do the hand cue. so that she starts to associate that hand cue with that word. There she is jumping on the climb, even though I did not ask her to. She's very adventurous. So I also wanted to see if she had any interest in toys, which she does, which is awesome. And she really liked to hold the toy, which I also like, and she liked to bring it back, and that is wonderful. You want her to believe that playing with a toy with you is the best thing ever. And I always trade for the toy, so I'll toss a treat or give her a treat right to her nose. And then take the toy. I don't want her to have FOMO about losing that toy. So there's the treat to the nose. I take the toy, and then I throw it again. She goes and gets it. And she brings it right back, which I love, and then I trade for it. You don't want to take it every single time she brings it to you. She's totally allowed to just hold it and have it, and you can love on her. We don't want her to think that every time she brings it back, we're going to take it, even if she does get a treat. Sometimes the toy is more high value than the treat. But we do want her to know that when the toy is with you, that the toy is alive and it's moving and it's fun. And then when she has it by herself, it's a little bit less fun. Can still be fun. But I'm not asking her for anything at this point in time. I'm just seeing how she interacts with the toy and how she interacts with me with the toy. I'm just rewarding her for good choices. It's also good to, like in a clip a little bit earlier, play with her either with a toy or with your hands, and then suddenly stop playing and just kind of stand there and see what she does, which she responded very well. She stopped playing and kind of looked at me. And if she does that, go ahead and give her a treat or give her that toy back. We want her to be able to take breaks in play and not just keep jumping and mouthing and, you know, all the things that puppies do because they don't want play to end. But she responded super well. She stopped playing, looked at me, got a treat, and then we resumed play. Here's some confidence building. She was super happy to jump on this rolly cart when I asked her to. And she investigates it even when it's rolling around and making noises. It's really good to socialize your puppy in the sense of different sounds, different textures under their feet, different noises, like here. I drop a broom. She doesn't even startle, which is wonderful, so I give her a treat. And then I like to sprinkle treats around where the loud noise happened or where the scary thing is, which is not scary to her, but I'd say to most dogs they'd have a reaction to that. Just create a positive association with things that could potentially be scary. But she had a wonderful reaction, which was barely anything, but she did go to check it out afterwards, which I like as well. We did a couple more down repetitions because I want her to have a takeaway of remembering that we did that. So I did it at the end of our session just a couple times so she remembers. Thank you so much for letting me work with this cute little girl.